The simple order system has two ordering workflows. The Order Now workflow is the normal cropping workflow, which will allow you to view and change the cropping of your images as you order them one at a time. This is best for small orders or when you need a lot of different sizes. The batch order workflow is best for when you have lots of images of the same size, especially if you have already cropped them. The batch ordering workflow allows you to add images directly to the cart, skipping the cropping step. Not all catalogs allow both ordering methods, so you may see some catalogs with one or the other instead of both. For this demonstration, we are using our test lab's ordering system. Your lab's system will look different. Let's get started with the normal cropping workflow by clicking on the Order Now button for Luster prints. This will take us into the editor where we can see a list of available sizes on the left. We'll choose the 8x10 size, and now in the middle of the screen you will see a box that represents the crop for an 8x10. If we then choose the 4x4 size, you will see the crop box is now square. The crop box will be proportional to the size you select. Let's go back to the 8x10 size. You can add an image into the crop box by clicking anywhere in the crop box, which will open up a file dialog for you to choose an image. You can also add an image into the crop box by dragging and dropping an image onto the crop box. Here I have Adobe Bridge open and I can drag an image in straight from there. This works great if you have multiple monitors. You can also load a group of photos into a gallery on the right side of the screen by clicking on Load Images on the top right. Once an image is loaded in the crop box, you can crop it by using the scroll wheel on your mouse to zoom in or out, and by clicking and dragging to move the image around. You can also rotate the image using the buttons below the image. If the product you have selected has options available, you will see an Options button below the crop box. If you click on the Options button, a pop-up window will open showing the available options. If you need to change the quantity, you can do that below the crop box or in the cart once you get there. Once you like the crop of the image, you can add it to the cart by clicking on the Add to Cart button. If your image is getting cropped too much and you really need to order the size you have selected, you can use the Shrink to Fit option. Here I will select the 4x4 size and load an image that won't fit. The sides are getting cropped off too much. This image cannot really be a square and get everything in. By checking the box that says Shrink to Fit, the image will shrink until the entire image fits inside the crop box. This will add borders on the sides as needed, so your print will have these white borders on the side if you leave it like this. With the Shrink to Fit option, you can still zoom in as needed to minimize the borders on the side. When you are done ordering, click the Checkout button, and you can begin the checkout process. What you see here will depend on your lab and the order options and shipping methods they have. Now let's go back to the home page and try the batch order workflow. I'll click the Batch Order button for Luster prints and then choose the 8x10 size, and a file dialog opens up where I can choose the files needed. This can be for as many files as you need for this size. I'll hit Ctrl-A to select all the files in this folder and then click Open at the bottom. You will see all the images are being added to the cart. This may take a few seconds depending on how many images you are trying to add. Now that we are in the cart, we can either check out or go back and add more items to the cart. We can also review the cropping in the editor, which is the easiest way to crop lots of images. For our example, the images were not cropped to the size we ordered, so we will review the cropping before we check out. Notice in the second column of the cart, there is a crop icon on some of the items. The first few items don't have it. Those are the images we added using the Order Now cropping workflow. The ones underneath those do have the crop icon, and that is to show you that the images have not been cropped in our system. The message in the blue box above is also explaining that you have images in the cart that have not been cropped, and that this may be okay if you have already cropped the images on your own. To edit the cropping from the cart, click the pencil icon on the right side for the first image that needs to be cropped. This will open the image back in the editor. From here you can crop the same way as before using the scroll wheel on your mouse and clicking and dragging the image to move it around. When you are done cropping an image, click the right arrow key on your keyboard to save the crop, and load the next image. Continue cropping the images and clicking the right arrow key until you have checked the cropping on all the images. When you are done, click the Update Cart button to go back to the cart. Please note the cropping review we just did was not required for the products we ordered. If we had already cropped them to the size we ordered, we could have skipped it. Depending on what you are ordering, the lab may require it though. If reviewing the cropping is required, there will be a red message at the top, and the checkout button will be disabled until all the images have been cropped. When you are done ordering, click the Checkout button, and you can begin the checkout process. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or need any help, please contact your lab. Their information can be found on the contact page.